What's up? Welcome to another day of 5-pillar mobility. Let's start by finding a nice comfy spot on your mat, lying on your back, getting ready for some me time. Just take a second to get comfortable. A couple of nice, deep, relaxing breaths. Let yourself settle into your happy place. Let yourself let go of any ongoing stress. All that matters right now is what's happening right here. Now take some attention into your breath. Let's try to massage your breath into a nice relaxing pace of breath and depth of breath that helps you find calm in your mind and throughout your whole body. Today's routine, we're focused on the hips and trunk. We'll take a few targeted breaths. On your next exhale, imagine getting nice and soft around your hips, letting go of tension through the glutes, the hip flexors, your quads. Feeling your hips just sink heavy into your mat. Let's take one more good quality breath, direct that air deep, and we'll sigh out that breath. And we'll take our attention to the left hip flexor. Let's go face down on your lacrosse ball. And our target area is right around the crease of your hip. It doesn't have to be right in the crease. As long as we're in that area, looking for what area needs attention for you. So let the video be a rough guide for where to start, but really search for what needs attention today. And a small change in position can really make a big difference in this area. So do search. Experiment with the angle you're leaning on that lacrosse ball and how much tension we're applying. Applying higher tension allows us to affect those deep tissues. But sometimes going too intense can allow other tissues to tense up, which is not what we want. We want to be able to remain nice and passive and get relaxed through this target area. Let's take one more good breath here. And as you let go of that breath, we'll switch to the right side. So if you found a good spot on the left, feel free to start with that same area on the right. And just look for what needs attention on this side. And once you've found it, settle in. Do your best to sync your breath with that target area around the hips. As you let go of air, imagine just letting go of tension, letting go of stress, just going limp. Any muscle we don't need right now, just let it go to sleep. Maintaining that nice pace of breath and depth of breath that helps your mind relax and let those relaxing vibes just spread throughout your whole body. And constantly scanning for any muscle that feels tense that could use another layer of relaxing. Just mentally hit the off switch. Let that muscle deflate and go to sleep. Let's take one more breath here. We'll sigh out that breath. Take our attention into the left QL. So the QL is your Quadratus Lumborum. It runs just along the outside of your erectors and your low back. If you place that ball on the left side of your low back, and if we just slightly lift the right side of your hip, we can target that lacrosse ball, directing it towards your spine. It tends to be a good angle to tackle it. And do a little searching along the length of the muscle. Search for what needs attention. And once you've found it, settle into the right amount of pressure. It can be helpful to move yourself through positions of restriction. If you struggle in depth of squat, feel free to pull your knee in towards your chest. This is all optional. The only real way to know what works for you is by experimenting. What works for us may not work the same for you. We've all got our uniqueness in our anatomy, in our stress levels, in our activity history. So keep experimenting and find what works specifically for you. Let's take one more breath here. We'll sigh out that breath. And we'll move to the right side. So start by searching along that QL on the right side. Look for what area needs attention. Experiment a little with how you're addressing that, what angle you're leaning on, how much tension we're applying. And once you've found it, concentrate on getting passive. Get passive through that target tissue and through any muscle we don't need to hold this position. There's a few muscles we need for this posture, but there's a lot that we don't. So just scan through your whole body. Anything in your face, your head, your neck, your mouth, your shoulders. Just relax through all those tissues as best you can. Mentally staying in your happy place, doing your best to consciously find calm. Let's take one more breath here. And as you sigh out that breath, we'll shift into some lumbar traction. So we'll demonstrate this off the edge of a box. You can use a table, you can use the edge of a couch, you can use a countertop corner, whatever you have handy. And we find it helpful to just sit the small of your low back in against that box and just give a subtle push through the arms to give that subtle separation between your upper and lower half. And just being sensitive to how your body's responding here. We want zero pain. We just want that subtle pressure release. If there's any pain, just back off on that tension. Find a version of this that works for your body today. Let's take one more breath here. And we'll sigh out that breath and shift ourselves into a frog stretch. So let's go back to the mat in a tabletop, spread those knees apart. Let the hips sink closer to your mat, targeting that groin and inner thigh. And settle into whatever level of stretch feels right for today. And once we're there, focus yourself back on your breath. Trying to sync that breathing to your target area. As you feel the air leaving your body, imagine tension leaving with it. Feeling that inner thigh just slowly go to sleep. Challenging yourself with every breath to get more passive in this position. And we'll slowly start to get active through that inner thigh to try to reverse the stretch. Imagine trying to shrink the space between your knees, ramping up tension as we go. Really squeezing here for these last 5, 3, 2, 1, and let's gently reverse that. Trying to spread those knees apart. Slowly ramping up tension as we go. And really squeezing here for these last 5, 3, 2, 1. Big breath out, relax. Nice and passive. You may find you're in a deeper position, but if we're finding depth in the stretch right now, it's by relaxing, not by forcing. Circling back to nice calming breaths. Let's take one more good quality diaphragmatic breath here. We'll slowly sigh out that breath. And we'll transition into a cat camel. So back into your standard tabletop. And we're just going to globally flex your whole spine. Pushing your back up towards the ceiling and then reversing. Pushing your belly to the floor. Pulling that chin up. Tailbone up. And this is at your own pace. Just try not to rush this and make every rep intentional. Try to come a little further into that position, in that extreme flexion, extreme extension, every rep. Working within your pain-free range. And for these last 15 seconds, let's really make those tissues work. Get a little more intense with your contractions. Really giving a good squeeze through this last rep. And we'll sigh out that breath. And we'll move into a left side thread the needle. So again, from tabletop, just going to reach your left arm between your right hand and right knee to stretch out that mid back. And this doesn't need to be an intense stretch. You may not feel much here at all. Just focus on getting passive, enjoying the position, mentally going to your happy place, and turning off any muscle we don't need. Nice relaxing rhythm with your breath, relaxing depth. In a few seconds, we'll start to gradually get active by attempting to reverse the stretch and pull that left arm back through. And let's go ahead. So a little bit of tension into the floor and then attempt to rotate your left arm back to your starting position, ramping up tension as we go. Really squeezing here for these last 5, 3, 2, 1. Let's gently reverse. Activating through your core to force that left arm further into the stretch, ramping up tension as we go. Really squeezing here for these last 5, 3, 2, 1. Big breath out, relax, nice and passive. Submit to the stretch. Focus on your breathing. Find that pace and depth of breath that helps your mind relax. And let those vibes just work their way through your whole body. Getting nice and relaxed and calm. One more breath here. And we'll sigh that out. And we'll switch to the right side. So again, from tabletop, slide that right arm along the floor in between your left hand and your left knee. Just finding a comfortable level of stretch here. We don't need to be very forceful. Just find a level of stretch that feels right for today. And getting nice and passive. Turning off any muscle we don't need. Nice quality rhythm and depth with your breath, directing that air deep in around that diaphragm. In a few seconds, we will get active by attempting to reverse this stretch and pull your right shoulder back to where we started. And let's go ahead, starting with nice, easy tension, attempting to reverse the stretch. Ramping up that tension as we go, squeezing just a little hard every second. Big squeeze here for these last 5, 3, 2, 1. Let's gently reverse. Attempt to force that right arm further in through to that stretch, ramping up tension as we go. Really squeezing here for these last 5, 3, 2, 1. Let's let go of that breath. Relax into the position. Concentrate on relaxing and getting as passive as you possibly can. Relaxing through your face, your head, your neck. Just enjoying the moment. Enjoying the stretch. Let's take one more good quality breath. And as you exhale, we'll work our way to our feet and do some Jefferson curls. So starting in good posture, start by bringing your chin towards your chest, slowly rounding your shoulders forward, and just one vertebra at a time, globally flexing that spine until we're in a sloppy posture position where the whole back is rounded. We're feeling that whole back stretch all the way through. And once you've worked your way all the way down, just start reversing it. Again, moving up one vertebra at a time, feeling that stretch all the way through. Should feel a nice subtle stretch at every segment as we work our way back to the top. And we'll keep working our way through this. And we'll finish off this last rep we're working on. We'll sigh out your breath, and we'll call it a day. Thanks for joining us here today. Hope your hips and trunk are feeling great. Hope you enjoyed the session. If you liked the video, remember to like and subscribe. And we'll see you again tomorrow. Have a great day.